You say that Prabhakaran has betrayed the whole Tamil population?
Yes, because at the end of the day, where are they? It's a society that has been, leaderless now. There is no leader there. None of the other people over there, because he was a great leader. But by being stubborn and sticking to the point, he left his community orphaned and in a worse situation. Now they depend on the mercy of Rajapaksa. That was the last thing that he wanted. How are these people who have been under war for the last 30 years, how do they have the skills, the strength, the courage, the energy to be on par with Mahinda Rajapaksa? He was their, sole representative, as he said. And then getting into a situation where there was no escape. He has gone, but what about the rest of the Tamil people? Now, it is not only a personal tragedy. As he always said, geopolitical factors will determine whether he gets asylum, and he was absolutely right. There is no doubt that if China and India had not supported the Sri Lankan government to the extent they did, he would still be alive.
Prabhakarane kurichchu biography എഴുതുന്നതിൽ താല്പര്യമുണ്ടെന്ന് ഒരിക്കൽ പറഞ്ഞത് ഞാൻ വായിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്.
I've given up that project because the thing is, I still believe that Prabhakaran was the most important guerrilla leader in the last 30-40 years. After Che Guvera, he is the most important guerrilla leader for sure. But I felt, when the proposal came that I should write a biography, I was very interested because I've only interviewed him, every now and then. And I constantly, whenever I met him, I said, I want to know how you became a guerrilla, how you raised this powerful organization of people who commit suicide for you. So I wanted to understand the whole thing in a very deep way. And I kept telling him that give me some time that I can, ask these other questions, not just the questions of the moment, not just the breaking news. And he always told me that I don't have time to, deal with you journalists. Yeah, I will tell you what I have to tell you right now. I'm fighting a war. I don't have time to talk. This is what he always would tell me. When I've been telling him this for the last 20 years, I want to write a biography. And he said, yeah, but I don't have charcha, I'm fighting a war. So I said, okay, fine. So when this proposal came, this was during the peace time. And but war had restarted, you see. And then I told my publishers at that time, I said, by June of 2008, things will be very clear. Either, this peace talks will begin, or this war will reach its conclusion. And I'm talking about, 2007, May, June, the first proposal came. And why? Because I felt the war was intensifying. And I felt the war would intensify to such a point that the LTT would be forced to negotiate. And then, once there is peace, I can go back into these areas and then I can, force him down to an interview because he's not getting any younger and nor am I getting any younger. So, this is a good time to do it. But I felt by June we would know which way the, war was going. By May he was dead. And I'm not interested to do a secondary, sources book. I wanted to get it from him, because I know for a fact that very few people knew this man, understood this man, have even spent quality time with this man. So now there might be some people who, might say they know him, but I know for a fact that they don't. And the people who are really close to him are all dead. So how can I write a book now?
Tamil population, അവർക്ക് അർഹമായ നീതി ലഭിച്ചില്ല എങ്കിൽ ഇനിയും ഒരു അപ്രൈസിംഗിന് സാധ്യതയുണ്ട് എന്ന് താങ്കളെ പോലെയുള്ള ഒരാൾ കാണുന്നുണ്ട്. തീർച്ചയായും അങ്ങനെ തന്നെയാണ്. പക്ഷേ മാവോയിസ്റ്റ് ഇഷ്യൂ ഏതു തരത്തിൽ ഡീൽ ചെയ്യപ്പെടണം, സോൾവ് ചെയ്യപ്പെടണം?
See, there are no issues come up unless there is a genuine problem. And that underlying cause നമ്മൾ മനസ്സിലാക്കണം. You can only treat it as a military problem, then you will have a problem for a long time. There is a political problem here, there is an administrative problem here, there is a human problem here. What is the level of development in these areas? Kanditanda. How many journalists have gone to these areas to see what is the level of backwardness? What injustices? There is no health care, there is no education. ഞാൻ എൻ്റെ വേറൊരു ബുക്ക് എഴുതാൻ പോയപ്പോൾ ഞാൻ ജാർഖണ്ഡിൽ പോയായിരുന്നു. എൻ്റെ ദൈവമേ, അവിടുത്തെ പൊല്യൂഷൻ is unbelievable. Open mining. See, open mining is not allowed in any other part of the Western world. ഇവിടെ open mining, iron ore, എന്നിട്ട് അതെല്ലാം ഇങ്ങനെ പുറത്തിട്ടിരിക്കുക. വെള്ളം, when the mara comes, iron ore is all leaching into the soil. the soil has become completely unusable. Nothing will grow over there. And in the air, there is so much iron ore and dust. And taxi to interview the person, she was interior area. Within 6 hours, my skin was red with rashes. The air was so bad. If you, and for what? For some corporate profit. Corporates make your profit, nobody is saying it, but not at the cost of society. When you're really starved of the basic necessities of life, then you will resort to violence. Now, this is not to justify violence, but this is to explain the reason for the violence, so that you must have a two-pronged attack. Yes, at the one level you have to ensure that the violence comes down, but at the other level you have to get down to the bottom, the reasons, the grievances of these people and solve that. Allengile the problem will continue.